Okay, some of y'all that are new and hearing this for the first time are probably going to find this very disgusting, but I believe the second or third anime I ever watched was My Hero Academia, and it was set in a more futuristic-esque setting. I mean, there's no denying that. They have a lot of technology that is very far in front of everything. But right after that, I watched Demon Slayer, which Demon Slayer was literally an anime that was post anything technology. Everything was in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some very intelligent people in Demon Slayer, but I was wondering, what would have happened if Demon Slayer was actually in a futuristic society? Would it be easier for the demons? Would it be harder for the demons? Well, that's what we're going to be going into in this What If. So let's get right into it. As most of you guys most likely would know, Tanjiro won't be some staple in this. I mean, we probably would have a Tanjiro-like character, but there's nothing too substantial in terms of that. I can more or less see the fight between the demons and the humans being actually a lot different. There is no old school kind of samurai-esque or swordsman-esque type of people like the Hashira or the Demon Slayers. Most of it would be governmental. I mean, I feel like that makes the most sense, or more like it would kind of be in a way like the world of Invincible. I don't know if you guys know what Invincible is, but in a way you would have these quote-unquote super type of humans that protect the world. And just that's the only kind of similarity that I could see. Now, would there be a guarantee that these people are superhuman like? Most likely not, but you have to even the playing field somehow. So how would you even that playing field? Well, there's a couple ways that in my own brain I would think that it would actually be relatively even. If you gotta face demons like Muzan, Doma, Kokushibo, Akaza, you have to have a couple things. And one thing I could see is at least a suit of armor and maybe a very, very high-tech blade. A blade that would more or less be a lot better than any other blade you could use in pre-futuristic timeline, and way better than anything. It could shoot lasers, it could do insane things, it could feel as light as a feather. Dang, it could be as if it allows you to fly, but that's a whole nother kind of bracket in terms of weaponry. But the first thing, like I said, would be more of a robotic suit slash more like high-tech weaponry. And like I said, that would involve swords, armor, suits, anything you can really think of that would allow kind of a governmental unit, a maybe quote-unquote high-tech Hashira unit, to actually take on these demons. Now, with that said, would this make things even that much easier for the demons? There's arguments to be made that these demons are crazy strong. And the reason for this is they don't just come out of nowhere. I mean, come on. The demons wouldn't just show up. Obviously, demons would have existed thousands of years before this, so there's a chance that the demons have been feasting on people throughout this entire time. And we're talking about thousands of years of development for these demons. Powers growing, and their hunger for humans continues to accelerate. Now, on top of that, this would make their blood demon arts and also their raw strength insanely powerful. So there's a chance the demons themselves are drastically stronger than before. So yes, there are advantages for the demons, but I think there could be an agreement to be made that there's a lot more advantages for the humans. Now, let's talk about another thing that I believe could happen if Demon Slayer was in futuristic society. We talked about the robots and high-tech weaponry, but what about genetic mutation? Yeah, it sounds a little scary, I'm not gonna lie, but think about it. We've seen that we actually can adopt some sort of demon-like characteristics in Demon Slayer with the younger brother of the Wind Hashira by the name of Genya. So imagine if you had a group of soldiers, elite and absolute elite tacticians in fighting, and some people that are absolutely the top of the line killers and assassins, and you gave them genetic mutations of a demon, giving them more or less partial abilities that are limited in time, but would make them extremely powerful. Now, this would be another way that they could take on the demons, take on the fight, and actually stand a chance. Because at the end of the day, it is pretty difficult to take on some of these demons. I know there's conversations in the comment section every so often about how the Hashira and so on and all these people aren't just ordinary humans, which I do agree to a certain extent. I mean, if they were just ordinary humans, I mean, they would just lose automatically. It wouldn't even be fair. But there is no denying that the demons have far more advantages. Yes, they can't be out in the sun, but they just hide when the sun's out. The humans cannot fight them during the daytime. They have to fight them on the disadvantage. Now, with that said, would futuristic society change that regard? I wouldn't say no, probably not. Now, only reason why I say this is, I mean, we're not going to be tampering with sunlight. Maybe there is some sort of weaponry that they can make to manipulate sunlight and actually utilize it against the demons, which would definitely be beneficial. But in terms of a nighttime fight versus a daytime fight, I feel like it wouldn't change. They would still have to fight the demons at nighttime, giving them that substantial advantage to an extent. Now, with all that said, would futuristic society be able to defeat Demon Slayer? I feel like everyone knows that, yes, they would be able to defeat them. If Tanjiro and the Hashira, with very limited technology, if none at all, can take on and defeat the demons, then so can this futuristic society. Like I said, with robots, with high tech, with maybe genetic mutation, maybe some sort of weapon that would manipulate sunlight, and their expert amount of data that they can mostly gather throughout time would allow them to gain an advantage. But most of y'all know, when it comes to an anime, nothing is ever that simple, because some people, some very, very dumb people, but at the same time intelligently smart people, would probably be helping the demons. Now imagine Muzan with the capabilities to step out into the sunlight. Yes, it's over. He would be able to kill every last one of them, and maybe Doma himself, which I think this fits his character the most, would be able to manipulate scientists, extremely intelligent people, to allow them to more or less gain immunity to the sunlight via either technology or maybe just the change in the way demon genetics work. Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you take a scientist that is absolutely intelligent and a genius and you create a demon out of them, and they can work for eternity on making it so they can conquer the sunlight, you're telling me you don't think they can conquer the sunlight? They would 100% conquer the sunlight. It's a scary, scary feat and a scary thought that, hey, humans may have advantages now because of futuristic society, but just because they have advantages doesn't mean the Muzans and also the Domas and the Akazas aren't going to gain those advantages as well. They will heavily gain those advantages, either through stealing, manipulating, and just doing anything they possibly can to actually find their way to conquering the sunlight. Now, this is scary, because one avenue I could definitely say, maybe they go all out. Maybe the humans go all out and find a way to kill the demons once and for all, manipulate the sunlight and defeat them with a certain weapon, maybe a certain blade that guarantees that even though it is a slice of the neck, it still would kill. It would kill even Muzan. Like, let's just say that could occur. It could, because 100% there could be a reality that humans develop technology quick enough and keep it away far enough from the demons that they can't gain those advantages as well. But another world is where Muzan, people like Kokushibo, Doma, Akaza, and many, many other the high-ranking demons and even low-ranking demons gain technology, gain things that allow them to conquer the sun and get rid of every last advantage the humans are getting. That is a scary thing, a very scary thing, because that would allow longevity for the demons even more than they already have. Maybe even be able to set back the humans' futuristic society even further, because they're able to destroy and also obliterate any technology that they're actually gaining. Any technology that is actually being more or less benefited from could possibly be completely eliminated. But now, with all that said, we've heard about the benefits for the humans, benefits for the demons, and who would really have the advantages depending on scenarios. I mean, I would say, and I would most likely lean toward the humans having the early advantages. But once the demons, if they do, outlast the humans long enough, once technology falls into the hands of the demons, it is over. But there's one kind of scenario that I didn't really talk about very much at all throughout this time, and some of you might even have commented it before you even watched the whole video, and that's a cure for the demons. If they can find a cure before in the past, and more or less in a society that doesn't have that much science, doesn't have technology, and it's all with kind of just hope and testing and kind of trying things out, imagine what type of cure or what type of kind of antidote they could make to combat the demons. And this type of thing, the cure / antidotes, would not be able to be used against the humans. This would be solely a disadvantage for the demons. Now, only reason why I took so long to bring this up was mostly because an antidote or a cure for the demons would more or less kind of stop the whole idea of Demon Slayer. I mean, you don't have any demons anymore. It's kind of just over and done with. Now, you could also even argue that if Demon Slayer or the demons awakened during futuristic society, that there could have been a cure for the spread of becoming a demon, and then the whole Muzan becoming sick thing just never would have happened. But in my opinion, and what I would probably go with initially, is that demons would awaken thousands of years prior, and then you would come along to learn that demons have been more or less hiding beneath the shadows and been devouring humans throughout this time. And now that we're in a futuristic society, the governments and everybody has to band together to create this more or less army to take on the demons and take them on with whatever they possibly can. If that means using the genetic makeup of a demon to become stronger themselves, or use technology to make suits of armor and different swords, weaponry, machine guns, I don't know, anything you can think of to combat them. Maybe even an endgame weapon that would channel the power of the sun and absorb all of it, and eventually more or less be able to extinguish demons instantaneously with this weapon. I would prefer a world like that, or I mean, I guess in terms of, like, you know, humane sake, I don't prefer it, but in terms of an anime sake, I would prefer a world like that for entertainment's sake. And I could definitely see it being approached like this, but let's be honest, there is a reality that Demon Slayer doesn't exist because it was mainly in a futuristic society. If it's mostly placed in a futuristic society, there's a good chance that they already have an antidote. They already have a cure. They already have all of these things that allow them to erase demons or cure demons, which would completely make the whole fear of demons obsolete. Now, with that said, I would love to ask what you guys think. What would have occurred if Demon Slayer was actually put in a futuristic society? What would have happened if demons were running rampant far, far, far into the future, not back when Tanjiro and them were born and were fighting demons? Maybe we have a whole different anime in a futuristic society where demons run rampant and where, well, like I said, future technology will actually have to hold them off or defeat them altogether. How do you think it would occur? I would love to hear it in the comment section below, and make sure to leave a like and leave a sub if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I hope all you have an amazing day. Later.